independence song for the children yet to be born. We stand together to protect this land for the future. For the future, we're hand in hand. And can you hear us? We sing as one. For this country, we're walking on.
So it's still before 5 o'clock, and Offer here is getting us all sorted out with a cappuccino first thing in the morning. And we're at the Bentley Blockade, and we're getting ready to go out and line up at the front gate in case the police come to clear us away.
And the cars are all still coming.
And there's just a constant stream of cars coming. It's amazing. It's like we're here. It's like 4:45 in the morning. There's cars just coming in all over the place.
We are here bright and early, and whether the forces are coming or not to try and force their way in here, the mining by martial law. So that's what we're here for. We're here to show our strength, our resilience and our determination to those who purport to be our government who are not listening. And by our presence and by our numbers, they will be forced to listen, to hear our voice loud and clear. And it's the mobilisations. This Greet the Dawn is extremely important because it's these daily mobilisations where they are constantly checking on us. The rescue squad, from what we can tell, basically checked on us at 3 a.m. Okay? They want to see where our weaknesses are and where our weaknesses lie, and they particularly would be very interested in weaknesses at dawn. So, Byron Bay. Hey, let's go ahead and take it away.
Well, the CSG man, he got very keen-o. He hit Glenugie, then out near casino. But the people shouted, let's keep it green-o. Hey, come on. Let's go ahead and take it away. This land is your land. This land is my land, from Franklin River to Thursday Island.
So let's just stop and contemplate the dawn and our presence here together.
We do know that Metgasco's starting to push down to the last of its cash reserves, and this Bentley operation is its last hope. So if this Bentley operation doesn't work for Metgasco, we would expect them to go through the floor and basically become a takeover target, and we'd move into a new zone. And of course, what we're seeing, the state could be flying in here right now and trying to bust us out, but for whatever reason they're pausing and thinking about it. And my experience with these things, the vested interests, the last thing the vested interests ever want to do is say, we didn't come because the social movement was too big. What they always do is wait, pause, delay, hope that you'll get tired, hope that you'll exhaust, and ultimately they start coming up with excuses why they didn't come. We've already seen that. Metgasco should have been here in mid-March, and it's told us its drill rig was bogged, which is obvious nonsense. So, there's a lot of signs of the power holders wavering, but all we can really say to people at the moment, we're at a very dynamic tipping point, and it's our work is to push on through and finish the job. For New South Wales and for Australia, I think there's a strong perception that New South Wales, that the Northern Rivers is a strong community, and there was a real desire on the part of the industry and our state government to smash the Northern Rivers first as a way of demoralising other communities. Now, historically smashing the northern rivers doesn't work, and we're hoping that that's what we're going to demonstrate. So I think there's a lot of other communities around Australia who look to us and go, well, you know, you guys have, you know, you've got some extra numbers, you've got some extra expertise, and so it's very important that we do win here. And there are ripple effects in the sense that a lot of the things that we've come up with here have rippled out to other communities, like the gas field free strategy. I think there will be. Particularly the other ripple effects occur because, you know, the investment community is you know, based on hunches and predictions, and if they sort of see the line drawn in the sand here, they'll see the writing on the wall for, say, AGL in the Gloucester region further to our south. They'll see the writing on the wall for Illawarra, and also out at Pilliga, which is our other big front line. The farmers there are getting really militant and locking on, and they're not, and that's, you know, really making some waves. And Santos is a company that is worried about its image, and coal seam gas, more than any other part of its portfolio at the moment, is besmirching its image. So we can just keep pushing forth. As I say, we really are a Category 4 social movement, similar to a cyclone, that's gathering strength and starting to blow its winds far and wide.
The construction constantly. When you cook here, it's like, yeah, you might have a clue of what you want to do, but there's always so much people and they're making their own dishes, and somehow every day we get food.
Yeah. What are you making there? What's that?
This is dumplings for the soup.
Yeah. Are you putting lots of love into that salad?
Yeah, he
Oh.
These tiny little tomatoes.
What's going on over there? Is that a camera?
And what are you making?
Baba ganoush.
Oh, with roasted eggplant.
Yeah.
And lots of olive oil.
Lots of olive oil, yes.
Her land, her water and air. Her land, her water and air. For a change to come. For a change to come. A future for everyone. Bananas over there. Let's walk gently. On the hallowed ground at Bentley, on the hallowed ground at Bentley, let's stand arm in arm, let's stand arm in arm, for our neighbours far. Hear us, can you hear us, can you hear us, hear us, hear us, can you hear us, can you hear us? They do know we're here, and our voices together and our presence here that has denied this mining company, this speculative miner who continues to treat us with contempt. The government knows we're here. They know we're in the Pilliga, where many, many brave people have locked on. 6 farmers held it up 2 days ago. And at the lead, because we're talking fossil fuels, we're talking coal as well, at the lead, where the beautiful forest is being cut open by Whitehaven Coal and its partners, the ANZ, etc., for just to make another big hole in the ground. Who make up Rouse Water, the 2 councillors from there, in their draft future water strategy, they are saying that we will be reliant in this area on groundwater in 2020. That is in 6 years' time that the water needs of this community, of all these towns, of Lennox Head, of Ballina, of Lismore, Casino, and all the little towns and everyone who's on reticulated water will be using groundwater as the major source of water. We are the people, we are the power, we are the people, we are the power. We
proud to be a human being. And this is what I feel, this is what I am seeing. Everybody come together now, and this is right. Let's stand up in love and unity when we're fighting. We are the people. We are the power. We are the people. We are the power. We got to save our house. We got to save some of us. We got to be the people. We are the power.
There's been gatherings every morning here. Since last Sunday there was over 1,000 people, and this morning again another 1,000 people. And we're at Bentley, and it's going to be, this is the end of coal seam gas right here. This is the line in the mud. People looking at what's happening here all around the world and being very inspired by what the community is doing. So we're not going to let fracking happen here in this beautiful country.
Let it shine, let it shine.
So look, there are a huge number of installations here. This is, you can see, an old car body. It's concreted into the ground. There are holes in the floor there which lead into dragons, which are steel pipes in large amounts of concrete, which our blockaders will chain themselves into. So the police have a job of then having to cut off essentially the car body, and then they have to dig out the people who are locked into the dragons. So, you know, something like that can delay the police and the equipment coming in for, you know, maybe a day. The Daily Telegraph estimates that the budget for this operation on behalf of the police will be $8 million.
That's if it goes well for them, which is unlikely too.
Unlikely, yes.
Yeah.
Do you feel as one? Yeah! Can this world be one? Can we change the rules? Yeah! And we will. And we will. Emana yo 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 yo. Emana yo 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 yo. Emana yo 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 yo. Spirit bird, she creaks and groans. She knows she is. Seen this all before. She is. Seen this all before. She is. Spirit bird, she creaks and groans. She knows she is. Seen this all before. She is. Seen this all before. She is.
You know, this is really powerful, what you've got going on here. It's hard to know that when you're in it, you know. But this is something that goes down in history. You know, long time from now, people talk about this camp and the movement that we're all involved in now. It spreads far and wide, worldwide. And there's a big solid gathering in Australia. It's happening a lot. There's a lot of old corroboree coming and mixing with new corroboree, and what we're doing here is some of the most important stuff, or the single most important stuff really, that's happening in Australia right now.
I mean, first there was the announcement that when I understand the Minister for Resources, the blood drained out of his face when he was told a few certain things. And then came the announcement that the New South government was suspending Rosella Well and PEL 16, Petroleum Exploration Licence. And then at 3:45 this afternoon there was this fantastic announcement. Metgasco are cancelling the drilling program at Rosella E01. That's pretty shit hot, eh? That's really good. And that is a direct result of each and every one of you, of all our efforts.
Gathering around these chains, watch them fall to the ground. Is this you are seeing these chains of history fall to the ground?
This is a disgrace and an outrage. The Australian people deserve more than this. We have a right to clean air, water and food. These fraudulent behaviours have resulted in the McGasco PAL 16 licence being obtained illegally, and I hereby revoke that licence and ban unconventional gas mining forever. You're all fired!
Welcome to receive the life, so come and stay with us here at Bentley Blockade. Those of you have the cause. We are the people, we are the power. We are the people, we are the power. We are the people, we are the power. We are the people, we are the power.
So first we pat ourselves on the back. Well done, well done, well done. Unbelievable, unbelievable outcome. Unbelievable, who would have thought? Who dared to think it? We dared to think it, we dared to think it, we dared to believe it, and it happened. I remember when Nan Nicholson got up one morning at Greeting the Dawn and she shared this little motto that Fran Peavy, a great social change activist, said, which is, the people, united, will sometimes win and sometimes lose. Yeah, and we all laughed at, we're being realistic and all, but this time we can go back to it. The people, united, will never be defeated. It's so good to have our faith restored in people power.
Is, imagining in my mind a great big scale, and on one side of that scale was the very, very, very heavy weight of the corporations, the mining industry, the fossil fuel industry, the American century, and all of our governments who are controlled by them. And on the other side of that scale was us and our community. And we were just dropping droplets into that bucket, and we've done it for years and years and years, and we never know when that bucket's going to get heavy enough to overbalance the other side of that scale. And one day it does, and it happens suddenly, and it happens unexpectedly. And there's no point in asking, which drop was it? It's every single drop. We were building towards this day when they were going to come in with the ultimate shock and awe, with the $10 to $14 million worth of police for however long. But somehow they realised that that was a bottomless pit. That was a quagmire. They were invading the northern rivers and it was never going to end. So just thanks everybody. Thank you for everything you've done, and just feel powerful that everything you did was one of those drops in that bucket. There's no effort that anybody has put in that's been wasted. And just remember and carry with you that knowledge
that social movements never fail unless you choose to give up. We've had a great victory here, but we still live in a country and a world where the corporations dominate the governments. We still live in a crisis of democracy, but we can take great faith in the fact that we put a crack in that wall, and our job now is to get into that crack with our elbows and our crowbars, widen it up and let other communities come through.
For the future, we're hand in hand. For the future, we're hand in hand.
And when people say to me, what is this movement? What is this Lock the Gate? What is this gas field free? What is this coming together? I say it's the expression of all aspirations for every one of us to live in a world where our great-grandchildren and their great-grandchildren and their great-grandchildren will have the ability to drink the clean water, to breathe the clean air, to see the magnificent forests that we know and have walked in.
This has been a creation of another world. This is the other world that is possible. And so good, so nourishing to see that Australia can meet the rest of the world, because we were behind. Now we're catching up. So another world is possible. It's on its way. We're birthing her right here.
Madgasco's going, 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 Madgasco's going. Oh yes we know, 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 oh yes we know. We are protectors of the earth. We are protectors of the earth. We love the land. We love the earth. We are protectors of the earth. We are protectors of the earth. We are protectors of the earth. We love the land. We love the earth. We are protectors of the earth.
So this is yet another one of the installations that they've got here. 4 people can lock on down here. And, put your hands down inside and lock on with a lock, and then they can't get to you. So one of the many installations that the police just said, too hard, not coal seam gas.
Not unconventional. No way.
Anything.
No way. No fracking way, man. No fracking way. Did they get it yet?
I keep having these flashes of we won and just going, wow, like, it's true, we really did, and it's so inspiring, I think, not just for us here, but for, I mean, Australia as a wider community, and also the world. I think there's been people watching all over, and it's just such an incredible win for people power, basically.
The water that spreads through you, down the river flows. The process in respect to the water that spreads through you, down the
Star Mother.
Yeah.
It really feels like it's got some common energy.
Yeah.
And there's a prophecy about a blue Kachina comet that it's a Hopi prophecy, and when it comes, the whole world is going to flip into a beautiful higher consciousness.
so just warm inside. Really good. My heart's exploding still, you know.
Yeah.
It's just fantastic. This has been, besides beating Met Gasco, it's nearly a side point. This is community coming together.
Yeah.
And everyone contributing, finding their place in community, doing their little bit. You just got to go to this circle every time you need some help, and you just go, can we have some help doing this? And people go, yeah, I'll do it. It's just
so the
wonderful.
camp's been amazing.
Camp has been amazing. It's been a sociologist's dream, you know, just to watch this melting pot of people learning how to be together again. Because out there we're chasing our asses too much to talk to each other. And we've come here and we've been able to talk to each other.
Yeah.
You know, and it's all hard politics, it really is.
Oh, bliss. You got me in heaven.
Where's the line?
What a wonderful.
You can't touch this. Look, man. You can't touch this. You better get high. You can't touch this. Ring the bell. Break it down.
Hey Robin, how you feeling? Happy girl. Hey Ratamba. How you feeling?
We get together and we beat it, all together we beat it, brother. Together we are strong. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido.
People power, baby. You know, looks like the camp's going to be pulled down now, and yeah, a lot of people are just saying this is the beginning of the end to the coal seam gas industry here in New South Wales, and hopefully the world. Yeah, the ball is rolling, and if I was an investor, I would be looking at renewable energies and not coal seam gas, that's for sure.
Turn around and point that one at them. And then just tell
You know, the movement that's been invigorated through this whole process Australia-wide will just continue its work, you know. I mean, so many people have been inspired and activated to really actually physically stand for something and, you know, become a voice. And, you know, I have no doubt that'll continue to travel around the country and indeed around the globe. And it's, you know, this is our kind of opportunity to be become a tiny part of the resistance movement that's happening worldwide. And it's awesome.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Swing that end around. Yeah, swing that end around.
So this is a big pack up now. The camp's been pulled apart and all this stuff, or a lot of it, is going into the storage area there. And then if there's another action needed out the Pilliga or somewhere, then it all goes on a big truck, goes out there, and we've got the portable Bentley effect spreading all around the world. So
there's so many opportunities in all this new energy technology. Opportunities for people to make money, for people to be of service and be harmonic and in alignment. Why would you choose something like this unless you had some deeper, darker agenda?
Working with the Origine mob here, the aunties and the uncles, and did a big design of a big mandala.
So what is this?
This fella here is a goanna.
Yep.
The drill site. is just over there. So in the middle there's a...
So that was where the drill was going to go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at that point, the mandala emanates out from exactly that drill site there.
Yeah.
And then we've wrapped it with Aborigine male protection symbols.
Yeah.
On the land here. And up
this
by
is the diagram
up by
that
the sacred fire just there.
We did with the aunties and uncles. So this is Bentley Camp here, with the women protection symbol, all the kids around there. There's a big red handprint going to be on the land in red, on the road in red ochre. There's still to come the Morning Star and the Seven Sisters, Rainbow Serpent along the road. This is the Gate A here. This is what we've been doing here. This goanna and the drill site. Yeah, and so it's
awesome.
It's in motion. The dream story.
Yeah.
Masculine and feminine protection symbols all the way up here to create a massive art installation.
Yeah.
The first time it's ever been done, according to the elders.
Yep. So it's more than just art, isn't it? This
is a magical symbol to lock the dream story back in, to draw it to the surface, and allow the creativity to be first and foremost, rather than the understanding, that poverty consciousness of having to grab from the land, but just to step back into the abundance of the land, and allow that to nourish us.
So this was ground zero, where the well was planned to go. 2 kilometres straight down here, big hole in the earth. And instead now there's been a beautiful sacred mandala placed here with a goanna painting all around it, sacred symbols to protect the land. This tripod's been a symbol of the resistance here, and there's been gatherings here nearly every sunrise for the last month, and this is like the apex of the protest. It feels a privilege to be in this seat, and what an amazing day and feeling to be here. Yahoo! We won! Woo!
Who have provided the direct action to do this, and direct action then needs to be translated into political power, and that's what we managed to do. And as a friend of mine said, we had our foot on the throat of the New South Wales government, and they had to listen. We made them an offer they couldn't refuse.
Yeah, like we weren't backing down.
No.
Yeah, we did it.
We did it. We did it. And you're talking about that portal. Okay, we went in through that 2012 portal, and we came out the other side. And now, as we're still coming out through that vortex, this is when we create the new world on the other side. Here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go.
And major changes so far, eh? I mean, look at it, the whales last month, and then this week, Bentley and coal seam gas. I mean, the cards have fallen, aren't they?
Oh, well, isn't it quite fun that so many of the politicians in the corrupt system are falling like dominoes by their connection with the corruption, with the mining industry. Yeah. So, as an indigenous initiate lawman said to me once, that old system, it's crumbling as we speak. So all we have to do is rise.
Look, I feel like this is a real tipping point. I think it's going to ripple out from here, and people are going to remember Bentley experience, and I think it's going to start having the Bentley effect. It'll ripple out. Communities can see that they can all come together, work together on a collective issue, and get real results. The people have shown that they are powerful, and the government has had to do a backflip, and the mining companies have had to leave.
So out of the earth we came. Not us. The earth didn't come from us. We came from the earth. So all of us here today, we are part of Mother Earth. And Father Sky came down and breathed into us the breath of life. We then became a living soul. So we all are part of this story. Every one of us. And here today, I know that we're doing our ancestors proud. We're doing our sacred Mother Earth proud, because our children are standing up for her. I'm just going to try and sing a little song for you here. Ganyalela ngaya bulen malawadela. Ganyalela ngaya bulen. Wagen Malawadela. Gagan Jalawang Wela mi bin Wagen Dugaje Jerima Malayabia.
Well, I've heard a lot of people say to me over the last few weeks here at Bentley, well, we realise this is historic what we're doing, but you know, I've talked to a lot of you, and I don't think you fully appreciate how historic this is. This is a great moment in the history of our country. I don't think Australia will ever be the same again. I know I won't be. We have to redefine democracy itself because it got lost along the way. So, in this community here, we've re-established, to a great extent, what democracy is, and we've challenged those people who've been undermining it now for far too long. And we'll continue to go along doing just that, because in the next few weeks a similar campaign will set up at the Pilliga. And the same at Laird Forest, where our mate Nathan Tinkler thinks that he can buy a few politicians and destroy one of the great forests of Western New South Wales. How dare he? And the community won't let him. And the same at Gloucester, where that beautiful little community in that beautiful valley have been fighting now against 2 coal mines and a coal seam gas field. And we won't let them do it. We won't let the power of the people will stop them. So we're in an historic moment. We share that historic moment with many, many other people around this country, and we are going to redefine what it means to be Australian, and we're going to make people remember the decent values upon which our society as a whole is based. Thank you all very much. Thank you for your courage.
Hello folks, I'm really stoked to tell you about a little story. We want to be free of CSG, keep it out of our community. So we took it to the streets, knocked on every door, till everybody had their say. And 98.6% said CSG, no way! We love our birds, our bees and trees, clean water in our boys. But hang on a minute, we smell a rat, mining companies at our door. Just sitting around and kicking back, no CSG, I'm down with that. So we took it to the streets, knocked on every door, till everybody had their say. And 98.6% said CSG, no way! I'm only 10, there's lots that I don't know, but I'm pretty sure they know, and he likes Megasco, the politician's son, is on Megasco's pay. Is that why they don't listen to what we say? Thousands sign a petition to say CSG in our community. No way! A green politician 1,000 k's away had to be the one to show what you had to say. What about my children that haven't been born yet? They say CSG is safe. Wanna make a bet? You gamble with my future. You fuck a politician in your fancy big car. Who do you think you are? So we took it to the streets, knocked on every door, till everybody had their say. And 98.6% said CSG, no way!